Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how to achieve flawless skin on a client, then please keep watching. So first I'm going to cleanse the skin using my tea tree cleanser. This really helps declog all the pores in the face and just gives you a nice fresh base. Then I'm going to moisturise the skin using my L'Oreal Hydrogenous Gel. I'm going to really massage this deep into the face and take it down to the neck. Moisturising is key to a flawless base. I'm going in with my fave, my BARRYM All Night Long Concealer in the shade Oatmeal, and I'm going to place this beneath the eyes, forehead and down the bridge of the nose. You only really want to focus this concealer on the centre areas of the face because it really helps to bring the contour together and you want to keep that centre nice and bright. Also, I'm going to pull this concealer right up from my bottom lash line towards the temples because this gives that illusion of a facelift. Blend that concealer out. I'm going to use a smaller beauty sponge instead of the normal larger one because I find that this really gets into all the crevices and smaller areas of the face, which makes that concealer look a lot more flawless for you guys. Now where I pulled that concealer out to just beneath the temples, I'm only going to blend beneath that line. I want to really keep it there so it still exists. When I apply the foundation, I will make it slightly more seamless. Once all that is blended, I'm going to take my NYX Bear With Me Radiance Primer and I'm going to apply this on the back of my Peaches and Cream foundation brush. That much product didn't need to come out. To stipple this product all over the face using nice circular motions. Foundation today, I'm going to be using my Nars Natural Radiant Longwear. To apply this on the back of my hand, mixing it with that primer that I just used. My Real Techniques buffer brush, I'm going to lightly pat this into the skin. I'm going to blend beneath that concealer. I don't want to place the product over the top. That natural finish, I find that applying concealer before the foundation, you don't need to use as much product. So make sure to take that foundation beneath the chin and down the neck. Once I've applied that foundation to the forehead with the remaining product on the brush, I'm going to lightly pat over that line in the temples, but again, we're not going to blend that away. Now with my Morphe beauty sponge, which is a clean sponge, make sure that it's damp too. I'm going to run over everything with really light patting motions. This step removes any excess product from the face and it helps get that flawless finish. I'm going to go beneath the eyes again to make sure there's no creases, ready for when I set. Now taking my fave ever powder, which is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm going to apply this with a different clean Morphe sponge and I'm going to tap away the excess on my hand and I'm going to pat this on all the areas where I concealed. The only places I like to bake is beneath the nose and the temples. This is like that reverse contour effect, which gives you the illusion of that nice slim nose. Again, tapping away the excess, and I'm going to bake beneath the temples up. Sure to always set your client's smile lines because you don't want them to look like a cracked crumpet. Now, instead of swiping away that bake with a brush, I'm going to press it in using that same powder beauty sponge. This really helps you get that nice flawless base instead of swiping the powder away, which can sometimes leave excess product and you don't want that flashback. This step, you want to make sure you use a smaller buffer brush rather than a really large one. And with the lightest hand ever, I'm going to take this in the hollows of the cheekbones and just above that. You don't really want to take this up to where you applied that concealer because you want to keep that area nice and bright. I'm going to pull this up towards the temples also, but keeping that just beneath that line. I also like to take this in the centre of the forehead to contour that forehead area. This is the shape you want to really go with. Now taking that product next to where your brow ends, so just above that line you created, I find that this really brings the face together to give you that slimmer effect. Now taking this medium shadow fluffy brush, I'm going to take that same contour and I'm going to contour down the sides of my client's nose. Taking that right to the eye socket where your brow begins, but as you get to this area you need to apply less pressure. Then I'm going to pull that contour down. To give that illusion of the shorter nose, I'm going to be applying the product just beneath the bridge of the nose. I also like to apply the product in this area to give the effect of that nice little button nose. Now going in with my Morphe Blushing Babes trio, I'm going to take that more shimmery shade in the palette and tapping away that excess. Instead of taking pressing motions, I'm going to lightly pull this to the outer skirts of the face and taking this to the apples of the cheek. If you're using a blush with a slight sheen to it, I wouldn't recommend using patting motions because that can dispose the product in one area and you want to blend this into the contour. Applying this style blush really helps give your client that nice healthy looking glow. Taking my Morphe highlighter in the shade Stargaze, I'm going to apply this using this small fluffy brush rather than a larger brush. This really helps keep the product where you want it. To apply this just above where you applied your client's blush, so on the apples of the cheeks, and you're going to lightly pull this out towards the higher points of the face. Again, using light feather-like motions instead of pressing it. I also take highlighter just above the brow. Then at the top of her nose, between her eyes and the tip of the nose. Once you're happy with where you've placed that highlight, I'm going to go back in with my blush brush. With the remainder product that's on that, I'm going to go over those areas where I highlighted. Now taking a large buffer brush, I'm going to go back in with my powder, tapping off that excess, and I'm going to lightly buff this into the skin. Using these small buffing motions, it really helps the skin get that more airbrush finish. Going in with a small dense shadow brush, I'm going to be going back in with that BARRYM concealer, and I'm going to pack this all over the lids. I'm going to be using that same brush and contour I used on her nose, and I'm going to blend that into that nose contour and pull it up towards the brow. I'm going to apply less pressure and place this product just above her natural crease. Then with the remaining product on that brush, I'm going to pull that out to that concealer line. As I get to the outer corner of the eye, I want there to be more dimension, so I'm going to be using slightly more product. Again, pulling that out towards the temples to make sure it's all nice and blended. Make sure to use those same steps on the opposite eye to make sure they're both equivalent. Now with my Morphe smudger brush, I'm going to be taking that same bronzer and place this really close to the lash line. Also doing that same step on the bottom lash line. Then whilst there's no product on the brows, I'm going to go in with my NYX Control Freak Clear Brow Gel, and I'm just going to brush those hairs up. I also like to use my finger to go over them to make sure that product really keeps them hairs where I want them to stay. For her lips, I'm going to be taking this Nabla lipstick and I'm going to put that on the lips using this Real Techniques small brush, which I think is perfect for applying any kind of lipstick. Also not going to apply any lip liner because I want to keep her natural shape of her lips, because I want to keep this look quite natural, but for most people this probably isn't natural. Finally, to finish the look off, I'm going to be taking my Morphe Setting Mist and I'm going to spray this all over her beautiful face. Anyway, this is my fave setting mist by far. I can get you guys a discount on this, which is GlamFam307. This is the finished look. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys!